Unfortunately, I cannot complete a budget because I do not have a job with steady income.
The lies! There you go, this bitch, I'm telling you.
I am so excited because in today's video, we are going to talk about how to create a budget when you do not have steady income coming in. You may be unemployed, you may be an entrepreneur, you may be a hairstylist, you may be a barber, you may have a job where you're just doing jobs where you're not really sure how much money it is that you're going to make, but you still have bills. You got to pay rent. You have to pay your utility bills. You have to be able to eat and the things of such. So I am going to show you in today's video how to do a reverse budget. Let's get into it. All right, besties, I'm super excited for this video because this is really a new way of budgeting, specifically for those people who are even paid once a month, even if you do have a traditional 9-to-5, but you're not really sure how much money it is that you're going to be making, even if you are not a salary-based employee, how to budget if you want to try to budget ahead of time as opposed to budgeting once you get your paycheck. So let's go ahead and dive in. If this is your first time here, my name is Jasmine, aka Budget Treasures, and here on my channel, I talk about all things finance with emphasis on budgeting, saving money, and paying off debt. Let's get into it. All right, and just to let you guys know, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the notification bell so that you know anytime I do upload new content. And if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there as well. So let's hop in. This is the month of May that I am recording this, but of course, this will be good for any month. And I do also will encourage you to share this with someone who may need this. So basically, I have my cash envelope breakdown sheet. This is my budget. No, sorry, wrong sheet here. I'm like, this looks a little funky. Yeah, wrong sheet that I'm using here. That's the cash envelope breakdown if you're going to be taking cash out of the bank. But what we actually need is a budget sheet. And let me see if I have any. Oh, I might not have it. Where my budget sheets at? I may have to print. Let me see. Hold on. All right. I was able to get my budget sheet printed. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to have an overview of your month already laid out. If this is something that you haven't done, I will encourage that you do so. And on the overview, you'll be able to have mapped out your bills that you have. That's the very first thing that you want to put down. And then you also want to put your paydays down. If you are a person who's an entrepreneur, you pretty much probably have a day that you pay yourself. Or if you are paid on odd jobs, you pretty much know when you need to book those jobs in order to make income, in order to pay your bills and such. So you want to jot those dates down for yourself. So for me, for example, I have YouTube income here. And then when it comes to my personal products that I do offer and get income from, I can pretty much set that payday out for myself depending on a few things. But that is something that I can put here, okay? So that is something that you want to do ahead of time. You have to look at the full month and you want to have all of your bills down. You also want to have not only your bills, but you want to have any events that you have slated for the month as well. If you are on a no spend, then you probably will not have anything listed. But if that is not the case, and you have any type of event that you have coming up, you want to state that event as well. You want to highlight different things. Like, for example, we have Mother's Day, which is on May 11th. So you want to highlight that if you're going to be spending any money on that day. Cinco de Mayo, if you have any event planned and you're going to be spending money, you want to make sure that you highlight that day and then Memorial Day as well. So you want to take into account bills and expenses, but then also entertainment or anything that causes you to spend money throughout the month, okay? So that's the first step. And then the second step, usually what we do is we start with what your projected income will be, and then we start to chip away from that projected budget. However, we are budgeting in reverse. We are going to budget for our bills first, our variable expenses, any savings, and any debt, and that will let us know how much money we need to bring in for the month, the week, or whatever you're creating this budget for. For example, I am going to be creating this reverse budget for the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be this upcoming week here, and this week here is where I'm going to be creating this budget. And actually here I need to put IRS, and this is I'm just gonna put 2, so I know this is 220 and this is 719, I think. Yeah, I forgot to put that. So that is how we do the reverse budgeting. So then that way I know how much money I either need to pull from my emergency fund, or I know, hey, I need to sell, or I need to, bring in the amount that I need to be able to pay my bills, okay? Now, it is going to be very important that this is done much sooner than like what I'm doing it here. In the event that you don't already have the money and you need to pull it from somewhere, you want to do it at least a month in advance so that you can give yourself more wiggle room on making that income. I hope that made sense, okay? So let's first start with this upcoming week, which is, electric. I don't have a bill for electric. And water, I've already paid my water bill, so that has already been taken care of. And then here, we're going to start with life insurance. And so we're going to put that here. And then the life insurance is $117.04. So this is what is budgeted. And this is due on May the 15th. And then we have the gym. And this is due on the 15th as well. And this is $32.99. And then next is the good old IRS. At some point I'm going to combine them, but for the purposes of this, I'm not going to. So this is $220, and then this is $719. And I'm going to put the car insurance on here as well. I know I said I was going to do these 2 months, but these 2 weeks, but I'm going to add the car insurance. $194. Now, you can do this however you feel like you need to do it. If you feel like you want to do the entire month, so you know how much money you need for the full month, you can for sure do that as well. That's totally up to you. Or you can break it up into weeks. You can break it up into bi-weekly. It's all going to work out the same, but it just really depends on how you bring money in will determine the best way for you to reverse budget. Okay. So with what I have here, I am going to add up everything in the fixed expenses area. So it's $117.04 plus $32.99 plus $220 plus $719 plus $194.10. Oops. Oh shoot, I don't do that over. $117.04 plus $32.99 plus $220 plus $719 plus $194.10, and that's $1,400 $283.13. Now, also, what is important is to identify what is on auto pay, okay? For people who are budgeting this way, may not have things on auto pay, but if you do have things on auto pay, which I am a fan of, then you want to identify what is on auto pay. So for me, the majority of my things are on auto pay, okay? I think all of these are. Now, what's also important to identify, if you are like me, I have some auto pays that go to my credit card and some auto pays that come from my checking account. So I need to identify the ones that's coming out of my checking account, which is this one here and these two here. The rest of them come from my credit card, and then I need to pay the credit card off. Now, this also will determine how important it is for you to have that money there ahead of time in your bank account so that it can auto pay out. And then you can just write a little note for yourself. The check means auto pay from bank account. Okay, I know what those acronyms mean, but it is going to be important that you identify that, because the last thing that you want to do is forget, like, oh shoot, I have this auto pay, my bill's going to pay, I don't have the money there yet, and then it's going to cause me to go negative in my account. If you are unsure about if you are going to have the money in the account, definitely take it off of auto pay, because that will just be a disaster. You don't want to have any auto pays. You don't want to have any delinquents like going negative in your account, and then you get that auto draft fee and all that. So I would just say, just take it off of auto pay if you are not sure that you're going to be able to have the money there. And then just go ahead and pay the company directly. Okay, so do that, please. Now, so instead of the leftover, there's nothing, we're not going to be completing that section here. Now here in the variable expenses, normally this is where you put your gas, your food, or any other expenses that you need to take care of. You will budget for that here. So for me, I have a sheet that I already have what my normal living expenses are. And for the month, it's about $240 for gas, household items $30, and toiletries $30. Now, so you want to make sure you have somewhere what your living expenses are, okay? So here, which is 1, 2, 8, 3, and 13, I'm going to add gas here. Here you would also add food as well. You want to budget for your food. I'm going to put here 120. Now I don't need to budget for the food because that is being taken care of from someone else. So, and then as far as my household and toiletries, I already have a sinking fund for that. But if you are adding towards sinking funds, that'll be in the savings area, okay? So for here, this is 120 total for variable expenses. So the total is 1,283.13 plus 120, and that's $1,403.13. So now we're going to go up to savings. And how much money will you save? Now this will probably be left blank until you let me clarify. If you're looking to move money into an emergency fund, you can budget for it and say, okay, I want to save $100 and I want to put that $100 in the emergency fund. So I know I need to make an additional $100 so I can put that money there. And the same goes for sinking funds as well. So actually, forget what I just said And we're going to put here emergency fund because that is what I do want to save towards. And I want to save $50 towards my emergency fund. And I know what I was thinking about. So here are these sinking funds here. This is where I have my physical sinking funds already identified. And as of right now, there's nothing that will be going towards my physical sinking funds. The more important ones are the digital sinking funds, which I need to identify what I want to save towards. I've already taken care of the vehicle registration. That has already been done. The next most important emergency fund or digital sinking fund to contribute to would be probably my Clear, because I do want Clear. Clear is important to me. This is related to travel. And I do plan on traveling, but I really don't want to lose Clear. AAA as well. But anywho, but as of right now, I'm not contributing to any of them as of right now, okay? But in the event that you have sinking funds that you want to contribute to, then you will add that here in the savings goals area. After that, this debt area is any additional debt, unless you are a person who separates it. I don't separate it. If I am contributing to debt, that will be in the bills. This section for me is for anything additional that I am putting towards debt. And right now, I am not putting anything extra towards debt. I'm paying my minimum payments, and that is it. So I don't have anything to add right here. So when I look at the total amount, I need to put into my account to make sure that I satisfy all of these bills, $1,403.13 in order to pay everything. And I need to make sure that I focus in on the day, even though I'm still on a system where I take care of all my financials to make sure that everything's going to pay as it should pay. You still need to be on a very rigid system. You need to really make sure that your routine is locked solid, okay? So for my inflow, I need to bring in $1,403.13. This is what I am budgeting for income. Okay, and this income is going to come as of right now from my emergency fund, from my savings. Let's just say that, okay? It's going to come from my savings, and I'm going to have that just sitting in the account waiting to take. But then I'm also looking at different ways to bring in income, because I still have bills that are continuing to come, okay? So this is 100% for the person who is an entrepreneur, or you have income that comes in sporadically, or you're not employed right now at the time, and you still need to budget. You need to budget regardless if you have a job, if you don't have a job. There is no reason why you cannot budget. Okay, I'm going to say it again. There is no reason why you cannot budget. That is a lie, okay? So we're talking about the month of May, and this is for the first 2 weeks. So here I'm just going to write the budget dates, okay? The reverse budget dates. Have you guys ever heard anybody talking about reverse budgeting? Has that been a thing, or did I make that up? Because I think I made it up, okay? Don't be stealing, people. All right, so this is for the week of May 4th. This is for the week of May 4th through May 20th. Through May 20th. Okay, now essentially the goal is to be 1 month ahead. Okay, that is really essentially the goal, to be 1 month ahead and have everything in the account. But I just want to walk you guys through this whole process and how to do it and make sure that it's done properly. Yeah, so that's that. Expense tracking is going to be important. Okay, so there you have it. If you are someone who receives inconsistent income, you are not salary based, so you may even be working hourly, or you are an entrepreneur and you have money coming in from multiple streams of income and you just want to know how to budget because your income is inconsistent. Even if you are paid monthly, reverse budgeting is the answer in the way that we just completed that budget. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you do have in the comments. But I want to thank you guys so much for being here. If you are not subscribed to the channel, we are still on the road to 100K, and I do believe that we are going to hit it in the year of 2025. So please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Share this video with anyone who you feel it may help. I mean, this can help anyone from hairdressers or, you know, stylists to barbers to those people who are contracted workers, people who have side hustles. This type of budgeting will help anyone, and it's not just for the 9-to-5 person. You can do this reverse budgeting on your side hustle if you're trying to meet any type of financial goal. This budgeting style will 100% be of value to you. So please share this video with someone who you think it may help. If you haven't caught the video where we talked about how I laid out the full month, I want you to check that out as well. But until then, I'll see you besties in the next video. Go be great. Peace out.
You're special and she reckless. Remember, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like how you doing.